Don't even know the music. And the best and the bad part about this music, you don't know who's singing. You have never heard this guy singing before. This is I'm bringing on Mr. Samson. I think California is the liberal. Tonight, the politics is everything. Let me bring this music down here. I don't know what it is about. I don't think that's what we do here in the Print Double on the Print Double show here on the Print Double. So, ladies and gentlemen, please share the show and join me as I bring on the great Samson Toad of Toad Time. I don't know how he comes from Toad. I don't know if that they named that place after him or somebody named somebody after somebody. But tonight I got Blaku here with me. We're going to be discussing all GGA politics. After 30 minutes, we'll open the line and you can call in and ask Blaku your question. I don't think Blaku will shy away from answering your question or even taking your calls. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Samson Toad from Toad Town, the only man from Toad Town, and they named the whole town after the man, the liberal. Papi Blaku for a long time.
Good evening, Mr. Noah. Thank you. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're audible.
Thank you for having me on tonight. We appreciate it. It's good to be with you here tonight, and we to have some fruitful discussion, I hope.
Yeah. Discussing the affairs of our community.
Right.
You've been away for long, Blaku. What's going on?
Yes. I definitely been away for a long time. Not that I didn't want to participate, but after the President Fred Guion debacle of what happened among us, I just felt like I'm not too sure if we were even ready to we cannot come together. You'd be united only in times of crisis. We should be able to unite ourselves when there's no war. And so what happened, and I'm on record for that, what happened with President Fred Guion, I am not happy about it because I'm never happy about it because I believe that whatever it was, that should have been resolved among ourselves and let Fred Guion and his people do whatever they have to do and finish their term. This young man had been around Graduate Association for a very long time. When he came here, he was very young, and he didn't shy away of saying, "I want to participate." But I thought, well, happy in our community at that particular time, I felt that let me just step by for a while. Let me just share this here with you quickly. I carry with me in my bike pocket. Okay, I carry with me in my bike pocket. So whenever I get pulled over by the police or whoever it is that's gonna pull me over, the first thing they're gonna see after looking at my driver license, they will see Samson to a member of Graduate Associations 2008. I still carry. See how rumble is? I have another one here also. So the point here, and not only that, I'm not trying to validate my position in the community. My name is on the Constitution drafting Constitution Committee. I'm not trying to validate my position or my standing in the community. I know who I am, so I'm not worried about it. But I stay away purposely because of that. And now. The things that perhaps coming around, I think our brothers and sisters, the young people, are now have some sort of a way now to resolve issue instead of going to court and what have you. So I think it's very good for all of us, because if we have issue, I mean, we are not monolithic. We're not just one block. We have every one of us has different view, and we will be allowed to express those views. But we also should be able to understand that you can't all be smarter people in the room. You got to get some stupid people, and some of us are willing to be the stupid people among them. Because if you don't have stupid people, you all cannot be smart and think that you take the organization somewhere else. So some of us are willing to say, okay, we're the stupid people. So if you think I'm stupid, that's okay. Let's run the organization. And I think not that like I mean Granadians are not calling themselves stupid. I said me. So, but the point now, Mr. Dover, I'm coming back, and but not this election. I am still going to, because I felt with myself that for me to be involved in this election, I've been away for that long. It will be doing some disservice to the brothers and sisters that been carrying the water of Grand Unit Association. They have fought hard, they work hard, and I don't want to come in the middle of something without me being involved, being away for that long, and then say, yeah, it's my voice. I think my voice will continue to be silent. However, let me say this here quickly. And one of the reasons why I called you and I wanted to come on your show, one of the reasons here is recently the current president, Madam Poa, and her committee, I mean her administration, wrote me to head a project, to be the chairman of a project committee that they're putting together. Now, Mr. So was teasing me today when I brought it up. Your project, man, every time they want something, they want somebody one week election, they say, okay, you bring me some United project. This is ridiculous, to be honest with you. But besides me calling it ridiculous behavior, I am Granadian. And whenever they call on me, it doesn't matter how difficult, how tedious the work might be, I will participate. As the good Thomas Collins called me up and asked me to do the women center, women's center. So it took me almost 5 months, no pay, to design that project. I did that. We demonstrated it. We carried it around. People used it to raise money, and then the $10,000 business came up. That project is nowhere to be found now. Honorable Fred Graham, in his own wisdom as well, asked me to head another committee to look at the road, because I'm an engineer by profession, roadway designer, to look at the road condition in Grand Gide, and to come back to Grand Gide Association, what our recommendation would be. And those that were on the committee, the like of Elisha Talu was member of that committee, the like of Rachel Banto, the likes of Michael Ray, was another engineer over there in the East. They were all on the committee. We went to the convention. There was a convention over there in Virginia. We had a wonderful time. We presented the case. We did some slide and what have you. Grand Jury was enthused about it. They were happy, and they recommended to the conference. The conference recommended to the administration to send us to transport facilitate. I will use that word. Facilitate our going back to Grand Jury to actually find out, find a mission. Immediately after the convention, Branchiden decided they're going to now find me to bring the impeachment business. Knowing the abdia, knowing yes, I do pinch it up there. Knowing a pinching they told me, yeah. Eh? Knowing jail pinching your they told me, yeah, no quick room on you, when my upon your pinching. If friend have done anything that you're not happy with, why can't we come together as a community? When Fred won the election over there in Phoenix, I mean, I think it was in Phoenix when he won the election.
Phoenix, yeah.
Okay. When he won the election, Brangiden's name, Brangiden Association name was all over the place. It was in the mouth of every Liberian. That's supposed to bring pride to us. And just to find out later that you're going to come up with this with what I consider to be something that shouldn't have even gone to that far in bringing comfort. But the president has, and I agree, and I'm now participating in the project. She, in her wisdom, want to build a community project in Grand Gila County in collaboration with the Grand Gila Community College. So we're on that. We're on that. I'm not going to say much about it because the president will definitely, hopefully, about it during the convention. But the main thing here is, first of all, is me participating in this project strictly because I'm Granjide and I like good thing to go to Granjide. So anything that is good in Granjide, he asked me, I will be part of it, and it has nothing to do with Granjide politics.
It has nothing to do with the politics. You're not
Yes.
coming here to preach politics tonight.
No, not at all. But I will speak my mind.
I know
Black
you.
I'm Black
You speak your mind.
I will speak my mind.
You might even endorse.
No, not endorsing. No. I'm gonna stay away from it because if I'm going to endorse, I must as well go ahead and pay my sitting fee so I can vote. I'm not going to endorse because most of the folks that are in the race, they are all good Granjidans. They all any one of them. You look at the kinds of work Madam Pa is doing, and look at the involvement of Gilmer in the community outside of Granjide, things that he has done. Go and read about this young man. You will find out. So no, I'm not going to endorse anybody. I know they both are capable of leading. However, Granjidians, those who have the power to vote, please help us all and vote wisely. That's all that I can say on that.
You're telling them to vote wisely. You're not telling them to vote for your candidate.
I don't have a candidate, but vote wisely.
Okay. You don't have a candidate, but they should vote wisely.
Right. And here's the reason I'm saying this. Here's the reason I'm saying that. And let me throw this little politics into a national politics.
Mm-hmm.
It will somehow maybe not surprise to you, but I'll be ridiculous. And that's my middle name, Samson Ridiculous Blaku Liberato. Let me say this here, Prince, to be honest with you, on a very serious note. I believe it was Granjide and Granjidans that redeemed Liberia from the yoke of this oppressor for over 130 some more years. It was Granjidans and other people from other areas, but dominated by Granjidans, that were able to redeem and release Liberian from that. Now, unfortunately, we have a civil war.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. We went on with that. But look among Liberian politics today. You don't hear any young Granjidans, educated Granjidans, smart Granjidans. They are plenty all over the place. Why is this government and other people cannot bring them on board to be able to contribute? They brought this other young man on a DEA I think Bahu, her name is. And look at the funny thing that happened.
Bauko.
Yeah, look at the kind of funny thing that happened. Smart young man like that, that's supposed to make all of us as Grandian proud. And then young Grandian will follow his footsteps. Look at that kind of Babati stuff they do over there. What other whoever look at
You think he spoiled the way for a lot of Grandians?
no, not at all. Not at all. If anything, Grandian should be proud of him. Not all. He did nothing wrong. He stood up for himself. He did nothing wrong. And I can say that. He did nothing wrong. Of course, we don't have power. And the fact that we don't have power, people, those who have the power, they utilize the power. But as far as I'm concerned, he did nothing wrong. He defended himself like your mind and power will tell you. Don't let anybody disgrace you out there, especially you crime, man. Nobody will disgrace you, you accept it. You talk, don't bring fire, don't fight. Don't fight anybody. But tell them, you can't do it to me here. I am a man. And I think he did that. Now, the issue is look among the so-called politicians of today. Do you hear many Grandian names out there? No. In this government, do you see many Grandians' names being posted out there? No. Elisha Talu at the bank, look at the kinds of stuff they will write about him. And you know Elisha Talu. We all know who he is. But because for some reason, which I'm not able to articulate here tonight, but I just believe that we supposed to be part of this process. Liberians must understand that Grandians, in majority, take the foot of the oppressor on the neck of many Liberians.
And then after the thing, the pie is distributed and we don't have a piece of it.
You can't even smell the pie. What do you mean by piece of it? You can't smell the pie. There is a piece. I'm saying that they should allow us to even smell it. But on a very serious note, one of the things that I noticed in the last year or so, your show, if at all, President Bagai and the Unity Party-led government, if they want to employ Grandian, they should use your show as a research tool and replay some of the conversation you have with these young, smart Grandians. Because if you listen to some of them, intellectually, you will be pleased. They are not there to be abusive.
No.
They pick their word very carefully. And these young Nigerians, including with me, look at our sister, the good doctor. The good doctor. Look what she's doing. It's the Nigerians are smart. They're not dumb. But we can't sit by and just continue to allow the people to give us leaders that perhaps we know they're not ready to help us. Okay? Look at our county right now. We don't even have the voting numbers in Grand Gila County. And one of the things that I always say, Nima County, what it did, when the war finished, at the end of the war, Nibadians came back to Nima County. And most of their leaders, most of their political leaders, at that time Prince Johnson was still in Ghana, Nigeria, so don't count him. But most of their political leaders insisted that many of those people that crossed him back to Nima County, they must stay in their villages and register. Because they understood that if we're going to be one man, one vote, the number system will lead. And look, tell me what Nima is right now in terms of numbers. So where will you, if you're president or somebody who's seeking the presidency, you're seeking the vote from Nima. It's a trade, politics is the interest. So Nima said, we gave you to vote, you got to give us development. And this is the point. So now it's not late yet. But our leaders, the leadership icon, should insist that many of the young Nigerians that are in Monrovia come back to the county. You got bush wasting, farmland wasting, Burkina be all over. Why can't we do the same thing In the meantime, you will go and register and make sure you have numbers. Once you start producing numbers in any election, people will start coming to you. And that's the point that I'm making.
Yeah, and that's the point you're making. But let's pivot a little. Let's come back to our community, the Jida community, your role that you play and your role that you are playing. So right now you said that Edith, what job Edith gave you? What is there you doing for the Grand Jida Association right now? What are you doing?
She asked me to be the chair of a project that I'm not going to go into detail right now because I think I will leave that with her to describe it to Grangians. It's not my place. But I will ask to lead a group of Grangians that will try to put together this project and see how best it can be implemented in terms of construction, the all the other stuff that comes with it, engineering of it, everything else that come with it. So that's the process we're on. I can tell you this for sure that eventually we will have before the president. Hopefully, I say hopefully because I'm not in Liberia. Folks in Liberia are supposed to do stuff. That hopefully before the convention, the president, I will pray that she would have already signed a contract for the implementation process of this project, construction implementation process.
Are you working in collaboration with other Grangians?
No, no, other Granadians have not asked me to do anything. And that's one of the things that I always do here. Even Boston District, they will ask me to do stuff. I do it, then they put it behind, then the politics take in control, they don't go nowhere. So we yeah.
Okay.
But I'm
So
not going to get tired. Let me tell you this. So whether this project is implemented and what they do the work or not, anytime any
so
leaders of Grand Union Association ask me to get involved into any project, because you never know when these projects are going to take off one day. So I will not say, oh, because every time I work for them, even though they don't pay me, but they don't do the work, then nothing happens. I don't see the result. I'm not going to say that because
okay.
those are leaders. Their decision based on all kinds of factors. I'm not going to inject my feeling into how what factor they're supposed to use in order for them to calculate what they need to do in terms of. Uh,
So how many people on our committee?
we about regularly we about 7 or 8 of us.
And you say you don't want, you're not going to tell us, you're not going to disclose the function or the doing or what you doing. What you're not going to tell us?
Well, no, because all I can tell.
You want the president to do that.
Yes, that is it's within her purview to do such. It's not my place.
But will it be done here or back home?
Oh, the project. The project is back
The
home
project.
in collaboration with the. What I can tell you is that the project is in collaboration with the Grand Judea Community College, and
So
it's going to be
you
on
trying
the
to build
ground.
another trying to build another university there?
No, no, it's a project, a community project. I can say that for
I
sure.
want you to tell me what I try to bring you to tell me, community project. So this you talked about the Frere Guyan's era time. He came and they removed him, and then you went back, and GGA went down a little bit. And then how you see GGA now, right now? I see how you see it.
Well, even though I'm not involved as much, but I see communication in social media, and I read on them. And what I've been reading, if they are true, then I think our brothers and sisters, the young folks of Grand Juda community, are ready again, once again, to put Grand Juda Association and Grand Juda community on the map because that's what we belong anyway. That's what we belong. We're not second. We don't play second fiddle to anybody. We are the first. So and we have the manpower. We have the brain. The sad thing is, and I think these things, and I'll be ridiculous on this as well. I think this thing here, they've been done on purpose. When these leaders take over the Republic of Liberia, instead of searching among the young Nigerians, either be in the diaspora or even back home, that have the know-how to manage the county, they don't do that. They pick people based on, I don't know, I'm not gonna quantify or qualify whatever relationship they have. But these people have not been able to help us. I'll give you an example. And I'm not trying to be castigating anybody here, but those are facts. When Honorable Kai Father was superintendent, they have Grand Union County, they have how do you call it, equipment, movie equipment. And those equipment were rented out, according to them, were rented out to company in Sano County. Until Granadians put their foot down, they said, we want the equipment back. The equipment today will not be able to produce anything because many of them are damaged. Why will you do this to our people? When the road between Total and Seniwe get cut off, and you're taking earth moving equipment to borrow them to Sano County. Now Sano County, I don't know how to fix that road. What's wrong with us? Why we can't do it? If you were, now I'm going to be biased here a little bit. Yeah, let me just warn you here. I'll be biased. If you were to take the like of Stevens Collins, and I like the young man a lot, if you were to take that person like Stevens Collins, and make him superintendent of Grand Judea County, Stevens Collins not only have experience, political experience back home. Remember now, as young as he was, he served in the interim government, I believe. But now that you have experience here in the diaspora, he would take all of those experience, mold them together. And knowing who Timon is, he will find way that those experience benefit the entire population of Grand Judea County. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that because they know if you were to bring the likes of Timon Scully and he demonstrate to the entire the Republic of Liberia that indeed Grand Judea County have a superintendent that is producing, they will not look back. You will say, oh, but then this is not only to, maybe they got other 4 or 5 Timon calling somewhere else. Better go look for them. But they want to keep their thumb on us. So
it's
we do
party politics. Now, if you're not
exactly.
in the party, you're not going to be out.
Exactly.
That's the same thing your Baka is doing the same party politics.
Yeah. That's my Baka. Yeah, but
they had their contract. What is signed? If you're not campaigning, doing things, you won't get a job.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But here's the thing here. My mom used to say Samson. You know, I used to play drum when I was growing up. So I learned that, by the way, from Niabo, because I grew up in Chenzoni and Niabo as well. So there's used to be a guy, by the way, let me just tell you this story. This guy, they call him Harry Blow, Manabo, but Solo Blow, long time. He used to be Padma chief in Johnson. He brought him from Nima County when he was very little. So he grew up in Johnson. The young man used to play drum for the big devil then. So when I watched him, when I went back to Tota, I picked up after that. But anyway, that's how I started playing drum and things like that. But my mom would tell me, okay, Samson, when you go into a place, because sometimes when you go them dancing in different villages, they will call me. When you go and you finish dressing nice and things like that, when you get bad behavior, it's just a matter of time before your behavior be exposed. You can't hide it under the funnel too long. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. So when we come to in terms of Grand Judea County and Grand Judea Association, whatever it is, you give us people that will not help us. You can't keep a good people down forever. Demon calling, even if he's not superintendent, he's passing the trade on to another young man. So you can't keep the Granadians are learning. They are educating themselves in droves. I give you another example. There's a guy here. I call him Granular Dictionary. I'm not going to call it real name. I don't want you to be embarrassed. But I call him Granular Dictionary. When that young man read the speed, I saw a book come from him mouth.
Yeah, Madison Lever.
That's me who call it new.
I didn't want to call it me. Yeah,
Okay, I don't want you to. I don't want you to be embarrassed. But I
yeah,
call him Granular Dictionary.
yeah.
Okay, we have people. We have young Nigerians that are capable. Look in the medical field. Look at the likes of Bobby, the other young men. Look at the other young men from Boston District area in the medical field. Look at our good doctor in the medical field. They got Nigerians who are lawyer here. Madam Kana Matakana's son is a lawyer.
Smith, yeah, our current lawyer, I think Smith
Yeah,
Mooney's son.
yeah, exactly. Father Nigerian, Mount Nigerian, they're Nigerian. So we do have people among us, young people, that have educated themselves highly. You can't keep them down. You're wasting your time. If you think you're going to keep bringing the country down, you're wasting your time. It's just a matter of time.
So you think Bwaga wasting your time?
Ain't no leader, we Waka, be president. We are anybody. You try to keep grinding the country people down, you're wasting your time.
Okay. That's ladies and gentlemen, those of y'all who just joined us, this is Samson Brown Toe, the man with the two Western name and the middle name, the first name and the last name, his name after the man is named after his own town that he's from in Toe Town, Grand Jita County. Bloku is here tonight to tell us our down part, and then he's gonna, praise up, praise the organization and praise our community also. Bloku been away for a very long time. Samson Toe was the one who, when we had the teleconference on the phone, and then later on, this thing came. Since he started seeing himself with the virtual thing, he just went in the back. But he told us why he went in the back. And from that time, Samson Toe went in the back, and up to now, do you see unity among us?
Yes, yes. I see. And here's the interesting thing here. When the election, at that time we had that way. When they had it that way election, it was rough, combative, and outright nasty, I would say, in our community.
You say when they had a that way election?
That way, and Russia and
Rush.
that way, yeah, they had that election. Okay, the issue was very bitter, but they were able to hold together. There was another incident when sometimes and I'm not afraid to say it. Sometimes we Grandians shoot ourselves sometimes in the foot. When Martha, not because Martha Connor is my sister, but when she won the election, other Grandians decided, because especially the Henry Glaze side, Honorable Henry Glaze side didn't win. They decided they were going to inject something from the Constitution, and that word was local. And that became a big discussion among us in our community. They went back and forth. They went so far to accuse my sister of being from Nima County. However, Grandians stay together. And here's the interesting thing. Even though Mata Kana from I call it Boston District, but many of our supporters were not just from Boston District. They were from all over. She had a wide view from all over the county.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now again, let me go back to Fred Graham. When Fred Graham became the president, immediately after the election, people, okay, let's see what he's going to do. And Mr. Graham and his administration, the young smart guy as well, the guy over there in the Arizona area, smart guy. Okay, I don't want to call names tonight. I don't want to embarrass anybody. So, but you know who I'm talking about. Very smart, very intelligent. Their administration decided to take on the Grand County issues, how and where help supposed to be. they decided setting, and this is what was nasty about Grand Union County at the time. I hope we got away from it. What they were doing to the association that was nasty, and I got documents to prove. If you don't win an election, you will go and select somebody in your locale to be represented on the board. So they were using the board against the administration. They will go and put somebody on the board, and then that person becomes the de facto leader for that group to challenge the administration, instead of the board helping the administration to carry out projects and anything that is good or Grand Union. It became a fight battleground. The board and the administration couldn't see eye to eye, and we saw that clearly displayed in Fred Guion case. You wanted to
So in Fred Guion case, that come back here. Who the board that they put there to Fred Guion? Call names now. You block who?
I'll be ridiculous in that. The man that I don't trust, the man I never trust, I will not trust. That boy unit.
Who brought Boo? Who brought Boo?
The association brought Boo to
but Boo is a Dadue member.
Okay. But
he campaigned for Fred to be elected.
You can't
so it's his own member that fought him.
Let me tell you a little story about Boo, so perhaps you understand what I'm saying.
He flipped.
That's what he does. That's who Boo is. I'll give you an example. When Montacana and Glaze situation was happening, I was there, the chairman on education. And my friend Ramsey Wright, I believe he was in the Ways and Means. So when Montacana and her group went to Liberia, the story was Glay and his people wrote the government of the Republic of Liberia that this person coming there, the person is not legitimate. So when Boo then was the vice president, when he heard that, he called Ramsey and myself. He said, I got class. I will be busy a few times. I want you to take on this issue. He said, okay. So we wrote. We argue our point that this group has no legitimacy to even write anything. However, I, on the other hand, naive now, but there's no excuse for that either. I claim to represent Grand Union Association. So, then ran to the board. Why Samson told claiming that? So the board invited me and Ramsey Wright. They said, who gave you permission to write on behalf of Grand Union Association? You're just a chairman on education. So I didn't hide it. I said, Boo, excuse me. I said, Boo, the vice president gave us the permission. It's okay. The board, including my good friend from Philadelphia, at that time, what's his name? His name escaped me now, but he's in Philadelphia. He said, okay, just hold on. He put Boo on the line. Boo told the people he never talked to Ramsey and myself, that we were lying on him. Boo who talked to, and Ramsey can attest that. Ramsey told me a long time ago, let that thing die, something to let it go. I said no. Because these are kinds of people that we have in our community that continue to bring themselves into prominence.
Is that why you got against? Is that why you got against Boo?
Well, if you make it like I got something against it, it's like a personal.
Why the thing happened almost, let's say, 20 years. You still got it.
50 years ago. 50 years ago.
No, the organization being existing now 50 years.
Okay. Well, I'm being ridiculous. But the point
well, you said when the president gets there, the people when they don't agree, they go and bring the people and put them on the boat. So that means Fred put his own man on the boat to fight him?
No. Because Fred knew that was not going to happen. No.
Because this man is the one of the guy, the main brain behind Fred coming to power.
Yes. Let
You
me
know how
tell you
Buddha
now.
used to work 2,
I,
3
I,
a.m.
I
for
know
prayer to
that. I
come
know
to
all
power?
that. I hosted Boo there on
So
my
then
show.
why
You know
then
that.
why you think Wu turn against someone he brought into
Let me
power?
tell you now. Let me tell you from my own perspective. Let me tell you now. When the situation happened with the money issue and Fredwell, Boo is a chairman, right? Now, before that, the issue happened between Timmons Cullen and Daniel Pine about transferring name on the board and now on the, I mean on the you know what I'm talking about. The similar situation almost come into play in Fred Guillaume administration. And Fred being smart, he decided before the people got hold of that money, let me go get the money out.
Who
And when
people
he
now?
did the board, when he did that, when he did that, they not only accuse him of taking the money out, but other people in the community decided to say Fred used the money to buy a car. That Fred Guillaume will take your money to go buy a car because Fred had a spoke car that time.
But why Fred
I,
didn't go in front of the board to exonerate himself?
let me. I come into that now. I come into that now. You can't. You can't. By the time the issue came around for the board to try to invite Fred Will, they have already established a committee who set up to impeach. Then I want that the committee Fred will
No, the
go.
committee called Fred with Iwe Kun there
No,
that
but
he
by
must
that
stand in
time,
front of the stand in front of them. And Fred refused to go in front of the
no,
people.
no, 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 no. We know this. We know this. I was not at that
But,
time. I
but,
was still
but,
Braku. I was still
you didn't
Braku. I
even
was not.
tell me, you didn't even tell the audience here why Boo who made Fred to win election.
I'm coming to you now. So
Now,
when that happened, when the money came out, Boo then said, and this is what I'm faulting Boo now. Boo, you brought Fred. You work for Fred. Fred, you and Fred, your friends. If this thing happened, why were you? And then I'm not saying you should hide it behind closed door, but this is a community organization. If this thing happened and you are not pleased with it, why were you not able to have a backdoor conversation with Fred and his team? Fred, what happened? Why did you do this? They didn't do that. From what I know, they didn't do that. Immediately after that, they have a all graduate teleconference where people decide to castigate Fred and his people. And you want Fred to sit after doing that. You want Fred to sit
but
there.
that what brought him now. He got impeached because he didn't say in
Well,
front of the people.
I agree with you. That's the law. That's
If
the
you if
point that
you
I'm
if you if
making.
you try to disrespect the board
No,
going to
no,
get to you
it
to make
was,
sure the rest
no,
is
no,
dead.
no. It was not a disrespect.
That was a
It was
disrespect according to
no,
the
no, no,
board.
no. Well, according to the board, what the board that got, you know what the board get their power from? You know what it did to themselves? They wrote in their board rule, anything that is silent in Grand County Association Constitution, the board can improvise. What kind of
In
board is that?
the board rules.
Yeah, it's in the book. It's in the board rule. That anything that is silent in the Grand County, Article Association Constitution, anything that is important, but it was not mentioned in the Grand Association Constitution. The
The board,
board,
yeah.
the board can improvise. That
Yeah.
is one you're talking about. So those are the kinds of stuff. But now let's go to the present. Let us forget about the
Fred
past.
was there 2016. Why you didn't make sure that everything has changed?
But at the point I'm making now, when a young man, I interviewed Fred one night, almost midnight. He was at work, and I told him, he said, Fred, the thing we're saying here, the people say you buying car. I want to talk to you. Fred was at work, and I interviewed him live on just like you interview me now. Fred was going through his workstation with a laptop, going up. People who watch it at night can attest to it. Okay, it's not like I'm trying to exonerate Fred, but we want to be friends and we want to be truthful.
So we won't be friend, won't be truthful, won't print eat the money, we should let it slide under the table.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Here's the issue here. Here's the issue here. And people might take the second line on this here with me. But I'm Braku. You can't do nothing to me. I will say what I want to say. Here's the issue here, friends. This is a community organization. The main purpose of us traveling from Ohio to Pennsylvania and other places, New York and things like that, Manakana, how big our stomach was that time. going from place to place, not because people wanted power, but because we felt within ourselves that if Granjiden, there's a young man, he died now, late Moses Tower. He used to live in Canada, but he would come down to Philadelphia for those meetings. The intent was, if we're going to organize ourselves, let's do it to be able to support our brothers and sisters back home. At the same time, we can be able to support those of us that are here that are not able to carry their own water. It's a community organization. This is not a place for you to play politics. You want to learn politics? Go and join political party. Grand Jury Association is not a place for you to play politics. And this is what bringing us, that's what brought us down. Because people decided to test their political will and test their political strength in an organization that is a community-based organization. Unacceptable. There's two different things.
So you're saying that we have this, saying it's not political organization. When someone embezzle our money or steal our money, we should let it slide down.
No.
Can we say that family, like we're going online, the Mose PROS on lady that took $19,000 out of the people's account, they must let it go down?
No. Wrong. That's not what I'm saying. If, let me say it again, and I'm not here to exonerate Fred Graham. Fred Graham can do that one by himself. He didn't need me. Fred can talk more than me. He didn't need me. In fact, Fred myself, we don't get along well anyway. God, not that way, man. But let me just say this here. Let me just say it on a very serious note. If Fred, whatever they accuse him of, if you want to find out from Fred what's happening, you, the board, first before you have a mass meeting where other people who voted against Fred will not come in and start injecting. And we told you all the man ever. When people start saying no kind of thing, then you already muddy the water. And this is what Bo and his people did.
No, but then you're not being fair to Boo here. Because the people who Fred disrespected to appear in front of people like Vivian Dianque from the group.
What do you mean by what do you mean by disrespect?
Whether we like it or not, this is the Constitution that you put your signature on. If the Constitution says something happened, the president must submit. The president must submit and answer question. After the fact now, Fred is showing legal papers that could have exonerated him back then. Because the papers, Fred seeing me, I'm looking at the paper. I said, but Fred, why didn't you go in for these people and show these papers?
Because the board were already tinted.
So Vivian Dianque was tinted too?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm telling you, then you say you don't know. The woman can't be for Fred.
I don't know. No, I know she did, but I don't know what she was tinted. But here's my argument.
Because of Fred disrespect to the people.
No, you cannot say disrespect.
I'm telling you. Because the meeting they had, I was on the meeting the way you usually attend a meeting, I will attend a meeting.
Yeah, okay, but you
and they told the man that he should appear in front of the board.
Yes, okay.
And the young man refused.
Okay.
And what made most of his own people to even turn against him.
Okay, but the point here is this. Because I was involved.
But then after the fact now, after the whole thing, it pained 10 years later, Fred is showing documents.
Yes. And those are
I could have exonerated him back then.
But listen to me. Every human being, every one of us, I believe we have our own way of defense mechanism within us. If you meet me, you and I were supposed to meet somewhere, and you decided that conversation has gone too far, you start insulting and things like that, the defense mechanism process syndrome in me will come out, and I will try to defend myself. Now, and I'm not saying that's what Fred did. Let me just say this again. I'm not here to defend Fred. I'm not here to exonerate Fred. That's not what I'm doing. I'm telling you why I stay away.
No, you exonerated Fred. You were pinning the whole thing on Boo.
Because I was there. Now
you have people on the board. Boo was just a chair.
Yeah, but every time they have a meeting, every time they have a meeting, I make the point clear that the board was destroying the organization. They're not to that. I'm saying that. I've been saying that.
And Boo was destroying the organization or the board.
The board, and then Boo the chair. So let him take it. But on a very serious note, Prince, when that thing was happening, you called it disrespect. But many of the advisors on the Fred side were telling Fred not to even respond. Because if they want...
Because they misled Fred. Where are they now?
That's why you think.
Where are they?
No.
It's thinking they did to Samuel Doe.
you're going too
Last
far.
time you're doing, so that you
You're
going and
going,
retreating and going back, they say
no,
stay.
no,
And
it's
then they
not.
ran away at last.
No, listen now, listen. You have to put yourself in the shoe of those people that was supporting Fred and making those
No, God,
recommendations
not dumb Fred,
at
Mr.
the
Toro,
time.
including
No,
you.
hold
You're dumb
on.
Fred. All of your dumb Fred now.
I never advised Fred.
You left
Fred,
Fred. You went away. You ran away now.
I never advised Fred.
You
Because I'm
left
not
Fred in
that.
the middle of you left me in the middle of the river, Mr. Toro.
It was me who put picture have Fred putting Gibson Jerry in a hole.
Yeah.
You remember that? So
Yeah.
I'm not friend of
So
Fred.
you are, but from things that I saw back then, you were a strong supporter of the man. You opposed the whole thing of Fred even appearing in front of the boat.
Yeah, but I have my reason. I have my reason, and I'm giving you the reason now. But that was not the advice that I gave to Fred. I never gave Fred any advice. I think I will feel myself that Fred. He got people like I don't call it Zedwa behind him. Those are smart people. You have to put yourself in their position. Why they were arguing like that? You can't just come 10, 15 years later and say they put him in a hole. No, they were arguing because they have reason. They believe certain thing was not done, and they stuck to their gun. But let's put that behind us. I'm just telling you why I stay away. But I'm back. I'm going to be back
You
again.
came back because Fred's name is on the roster to vote.
What Fred voted got to do with it?
Maybe you think that peace now, Fred would go not put his name. His name is there now, so let me get Baku come back and show my face.
No. That was way before. That was Madam Paul called me and asked to be chair of this committee, and I accepted it. And I can't do the work and try to stay behind the scene. That's not my style. Because if anything go wrong, I want people to hold me responsible. And so I want to be transparent. So it's not about that. I'm just telling you why I stay away. Because these things are not healthy. I'll give you an example. When Fred and his people went and found their organization, they were doing extremely well. You know that.
Were you member of the
No,
GGAD?
for what? Well, coming from GGA to DDA, you think I'm dancing and playing drum here? No, I don't know what I do. No. But here's the issue. Here's what I'm saying. They were doing well, and they did well.
Are they still doing well?
I don't know.
Or you start following them?
But I don't know. All I can say.
Well, you followed them for a long time. Why you start following them?
Well, I'm not on a witness stand here tonight. This is not a courthouse. This is a liberal.
We're having a conversation here. We're having a conversation, sir.
But no, seriously, I have not been behind seeing what.
Oh, you got no IDs you got in your pocket. One of them not GGAD. You don't have a GGAD ID in your pocket?
Right here.
Let me see. Okay, Grand, you guys doing in America.
Right there. Here's the other one. Yes, another one. You see the symbol? You see the symbol on there?
That's a way back on it. You said 2008?
Yeah, 2008. But the point here is GGA, even if I was a member and even associate myself with them, they are Grand Guineans. They did things for Grand Guinea County anyway.
Yeah.
But the larger point I want to make here is this. If we work together, we will produce more.
You think Fred should have worked together without,
I'm not going to
instead of splitting the organization and splitting his people?
No. I'm not going to put a blame on Fred.
But where you staying on the splitting of the people?
I also take full responsibility of my own action in the whole saga.
In supporting Fred?
No, you can't say support. I was making my point. And my point was what they were doing was wrong. It just happened to be that what I believe they were doing it to Fred and his administration was wrong. That was my belief. Now, why didn't I just, as an older person, I wasn't old that time anyway, but now I'm older now. But as one of the permanent Granadians among all of us here too, I would say, I would claim that if I want. Mm-hmm. But I should have explained more to calm the situation. Richard Bantu is my little brother. And I believe he was one of those vocal on the impeachment committee. But I didn't approach, and this is what I'm saying, that some of us were responsible for that as well. He's my own little brother. Why did I not go to Richard Bantu and explain to him the importance of keeping Grand Juliet County whole. And these type of situations were going to destroy us as a group. Why didn't I preach that? I don't know. And I take responsibility for those kinds of things.
Oh wow. So the whole splitting of Grand Juliet Association, the blame now from you as in your mind is on Boo.
Not necessarily. I just told you, it's not just Boo. I at that time I was holding Boo responsible because I believe as a board chair, it's not everything you have to do it by the book. As long you are not doing it illegally or trying to circumvent the rules. That's not everything you're going to do. You're going to go and say, let the Constitution say A, Constitution say B. Who wrote the Constitution? We wrote it. The
So
Nigerians wrote the Constitution.
We can bend it a little bit.
To serve our interests, yes. To serve the larger interests of Grand Juliet County Association, yes. We wrote that. We didn't borrow people from outside to write it. We wrote it with Grand Juliet Association and Grand Julians in mind.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us here tonight, this is Samson B. Told out of, I think you're visiting Ohio, eh?
Yes. I'm visiting my mom and dad grave here in Canton, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
I have all my siblings, except for one sister back home. I have all my siblings, 6 or 7 of them. They all live here in Canton, Ohio. I have my kids, 2 kids here in the Canton area as well. I'm in California as an engineer. That's what I'm over there for. And then once that is done, I find my way to Grand Juliet County.
You'll go straight to Grand Juliet County. But let me ask you, when all those things were going on, Fred Gwen, Boo Unit, the Boo, did you at one point pick your phone to call Boo? Say Boo.
That's what I said.
Thing here was brain split.
That's what I said. and I'm like, I don't hide. I say as it is. That's what I told you already. Some of my action, I take full responsibility of it. Because
so you brought Fred, give him prime time, but
no,
you never brought Boo.
Because at that time, no, I invited Boo. Yes, I did, and he refused. I remember that. I remember that.
No, I mean on the show, like, did you call him?
Well, I invited him. He refused. Let's put it that way. When it comes to the show, I call it Voice of Juliet. I invited him. He refused at the time. But here's the point here. Here's the point. We're all now mature. I'm sure if Boo had to go back to do what he did to Ramsey and myself, he won't do it again. I know that because he has matured as well. Now, our action, every one of us that were involved in the saga, was this something that we will stand and beat our chest to say we're proud of? To have a Grand Juliet or son of Grand Juliet elected publicly, where all Liberians were praising us of doing a wonderful job, and then all of a sudden, the same young man that we put up there, we decide to bring him down. All of us. Is that something we're going to say we're proud of? No, I don't think so. So we all have to take responsibility of our action. Because the action we participate, those of us that participated in the conversation, in the debate, it didn't go well, and it didn't bode well for us. Yes, the interesting thing here, and I will say this here, what hurt us? Now, if Fred has served his time, we are going to have the young man, Levi Kine, another smart young man who are taking Grand Juliet Association to the next level. We sniped him and we cut everything off because of politics, Grand Juliet politics.
But you trying to net that everything. So you're telling us now in our organization when someone is doing wrong, we just play deaf ear because we don't want to split. We don't want to move them. Let me end, Mr. Blaku. Let me end. You come in. You will come in, Blaku. We should play deaf ears. We should play deaf ear. Don't listen to it because we want to save our organization. And then because the next person is smart, and so that what you're telling us tonight, Mr. Blaku?
No, that's not what I'm telling you.
Is that what
I'm telling you is, for example,
Boo should have played deaf ear. Boo should have looked the other way.
No.
The organization look the other way, Boo. But then Boo did not look the other way. Boo began the villain.
Prince Double had the best, folks.
It's really fine boo tonight.
Yeah. No, no, no. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I said was this. What I said was this. Okay. Can I continue?
Go ahead.
What I say in this conversation,
Somebody calling you?
no, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm on air. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, I'm a sunny Liberia. But what I said was this. Look, I'm not saying that Bull should have turned deaf ear to whatever's happening. Most likely he has evidence. Okay? Most likely he didn't come to this just because. I agree. But my point here is this. A community, in any setting, community setting, I believe that we all, our interest will be below the community interest. So if I were board chair, my interest is to seek the higher result for the association. Fred was duly elected. Now, Mr. Bull was the chairman of the board. So Fred money issue came about. Fred is your friend. Why is it that Bull behind the scene work with them, find out what's happening? Why would Fred take that kind of money out of the account? What's your reason? Let's talk. Let's talk before you even. But immediately when Fred withdraw the money that same night, they put it up. They're gonna have a conference. This is what I'm arguing. I give you an example. One of the smart young men in this Grand community, Thomas Collins, and this is what I would call name. He had a stunned uh, uh, critics, Mr. Alfonso Babla. And then don't get me wrong, all of the criticism was on point, but he won't let it down. Anytime, anything you see, that's right. Blah, blah. You know what? You know how Timmons quiet him down? This is what I call community interest above one's interest. Timmons went and brought his cousin or nephew, whoever it is, about Babla, the other young Babla, brought in a chairman of the how do you call it, membership committee. Since that young man became chairman, Alfonso Babla criticism, we ain't hear much again. It's not because, let me say this, it's not because Alfonso Babla is unable to respond or criticize still. But the interesting thing here is that Alfonso Babla, I believe, also recognized that bringing Reche on, that indeed, bringing Reche on, that indeed, he, Timmons, is reaching out as a community member to say, though I'm the president, but let's work together. And that's what I thought Bull had done by reaching out to Fred.
So why Fred could not reach out to Boo?
Because they have already put Fred in a situation where he's just going to have to defend.
You could not handle it.
Well, I'm not going to say that.
Okay, this is a conversation with Mr. Toe here, Mr. Samson Toe from Toe Town, Grand County. The pub is an engineer. He's given a tax to do by the president of the Grand Association, and he can't tell what he told him to do. But again, we are here. We are discussing things here that happened 2015, 10 years ago now. 2016, 10 years ago. So, but you saw the list. I don't know if you saw the voter registration list. You saw Fred on there. All those people who went with Fred, they all on the thing to vote.
I didn't. I have not seen the list. But what you're saying, if it is true, I'm dancing. I'm dancing
You
because
think Fred finally returned?
I'm
How you
not.
call that?
When you use the word finally, it's
The
like
how you call that in the Bible? What that guy who went there, he came back. How you call it? Prodigal son. He came back home to rest. Come
no,
to
no.
his
I'm not going
parents.
to. You can classify that or characterize that as such, but I'm not going to use those type of words. Fred, for me, has not left anywhere. Fred has always been a Grandian, and this is a Grandian counter interest. And he, as a Grandian, he has the right to be to whatever area he wants to be. We can't take that away from him.
That's good. That's good, Mr. Samson told here, strong supporter of Fred Tarugoyan.
No, you can't say that. I'm not a supporter of Fred Will. I am. I
Mr.
am a
Toll,
truth teller. I am a truth teller.
Mr. Toll, you say how you brought Fred on, he was showing the thing with your computer.
Yeah,
But
but that doesn't mean that doesn't.
you know what bring persuade Boo to come on your picking Boo can my picking. Can't so you and Fred you can sit down here and talk this thing.
No, but the reason why I brought Fred on that night. Look, sometimes, yeah, the defense of Grand Gide and the defense of the children of Grand Gide. Sometimes the defensive process take the best out of us. For me, the fact that Grangians were dragging Fred knee in the mud, that he was using Grangian county money, he was not working. They say he got job. That he was using Grangian county money to support himself and bought himself a car. So I wanted to show that this is not true. That Fred indeed has a job. And I purposely told him, I want to talk to you while you are working. So it's not in support of Fred, but he's a son of Grand Gide. And these things that was written back then, if you research it now, they're still there. It's on social media. So if any researcher, serious-minded researcher, want to go into the issue, they will also find my video of me interviewing Fred, telling us, look, this is a place I work. This is what I do here.
But did you ask Fred at that time all these things, the money they say he took?
It was not my interest at that time.
It was not my.
During that conversation, it was not my interest. My interest was.
But I mean, on that part, I don't mean that particular area now. Maybe behind the scene.
No, there was no behind the scene between Fred and myself. You know what Fred told me one time? Fred called me two faces, and I posted that on Facebook. So there was no behind the scene between Fred and myself. I just wanted to be truthful. That was my position.
That the truthfulness led to maybe thinking Boo just blind the eye a little bit and let us move on.
No.
Not a lot. Just look away a little bit.
No. That's not what I'm suggesting. Boo is an educated man. Boo would not be bamboozled into doing things that are illegal. Boo would not do that. I know that. The point that I'm making is this, Mr. Dover, is that this is a community organization.
Yeah, you look away a little bit to save it.
Don't look away.
Then how is it going to be safe again if you don't
consult? You don't look away.
Boo met the errors in Philadelphia. He went to Philadelphia. He met the error. Boo flew to Philadelphia on numerous occasions before that time to have a name placed on the account. Fred refused and back and forth using his own money. You think that's what prompted Boo when he got angry?
But that's the point. It's an organization. It is nothing personal. It's all business. There's no reason why you should be angry. You are
using your own money to fly to Philadelphia 4 or 5 times to have your name on the account.
You did that because you wanted to make sure that the organization purpose, the organization interest is put out there. That's why he used his own money to come and serve in the interest of the organization. There is no reason to be angry because when you bring anger into this type of discourse, you are not sowing the seed of vengefulness.
You mean the telling the man around pop. You something told I said, come here, let me give you this. You come out there and run away there. I'll talk to you 3-4 times. You don't think you're gonna get angry? You're human.
I will be bad, but I'm not a board member, I'm not a board chair.
So you see your point here, Buddha sort of get angry. But if you're not a board member, you sort of get angry, but your board member so you can't get.
No, let me clarify this. Any human being, you will be angry. However, the anger should be at the point where it is serving the interest of the community, because you are not working for yourself now. If you are doing it for yourself, you can be angry as an individual, but you cannot be angry as a board chair representing the entire community,
Because
because you're
after Bull name was placed on the account, that's why he went to the bank and then he saw all these transactions.
Mhm.
You see what I'm talking about?
I agree. Yeah.
So you thought Fred was hiding something then?
No,
Was you touching the
no,
man around town?
no. And that's it. Let me make that point again. Let me make that point again. And folks, we're just having a serious conversation right now, so just stay with us. Let me make that point again. When his name was placed on that, and
Mhm.
now he's seeing all of these things that he was not seeing before. That should now interest his board chairmanship interest of serving the people. Fred, here is what I'm seeing. Can we talk about this? I said,
Behind
not
closed door now.
behind closed door. Can we talk about it? And Fred, and I'm saying what position he's going to take. But if he react negatively to bold gesture of being the board chair, the community leader, and Fred react negatively, those are things that you will bring to the public glare if you want to do that. To say, even I, behind the scene, tried to talk to him. But this is what he was saying. Now you coming here because Fred refused to put you behind and put you on the stuff. Now you're angry. You are
No, I
angry.
didn't know. I don't know that what made him angry. I just asked you a question.
Okay, okay, all right. Let's
I
okay.
mean, you got pushed around 3, 4 times to find your own ticket to go to
That's.
Philadelphia. I probably got to stay in your own hotel. You
I'm,
got
I'm,
maybe you
I'm,
don't have
I'm,
to
I'm
better rent your car.
I was part of that conversation. Quite aware of it. Quite aware of it. There's no question. But it's always been my argument. It's always been my argument. There's a saying in Grand Yuda County in a Crown Dialect. They say your eye can see the snow, but you dare not put your hand on it. You take the stick and move the leaves. That's how as a leader, that's how you behave. So that when you're ready to take action, people will say, but I can see. There was this story here in my community in the Totem area. There's this guy, they call it Jabba Wable. They went, his cousin then decided to take his wife, fine, beautiful woman away from him. So he went there, he said, I want my one. They said, we ain't got no woman here for you. Okay. He said, I want my woman. They said, we ain't got no woman for you. He started complaining. People started making fun of him. Now, when he got ready, he will go to Goat and say, Mr. Goat, when trouble start, you will be the first person they will kill to eat goat. Tell the people to get my wife. Then he go to the thatch over the roof thatch. He said, Thatch, the way you quit to get burned. Tell the people to get my woman go on ready for y'all. You play all of y'all burn. What was he doing? When people tell you these stories, they are telling you, don't just react. Let people know what is happening. Don't just react. And that's the point that I'm trying to make here tonight.
Thank you very much, Baku Samson B. Toe, Samson Brown Toe from Toe Town. Just we here in conversation here. We'll soon open the line so you can call in and ask Samson Toe. Now, Mr. Toe, we want to know. He said he probably gonna indulge someone tonight or not, but we want to know, Mr. Toe, if you're gonna be at this year convention.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm on my way. I'm in Ohio, and next Friday I will be traveling to Kentucky. I will be in your area. The first place I will find something to eat will be at your house. That will be the first place. Before I go any other place, I will come and drink water in your house, eat some food in your house before I go in. I will be there.
Okay, you'll be voting.
No, I have no voting power. I have no voting uh, 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 papers to vote. No.
But you're going to be supporting somebody.
No, I've already made my position clear to everybody that I'm at this time. I'm sitting it
Will
out.
anybody call you to support them? I don't mean call their name, but were you ever called to support any
Yeah,
of
yeah,
these candidates?
yes, yes,
Hmm. And you told them that you're not going to,
yes.
you're going to be
New,
the neutral man, the error in the town, looking at their children doing
yes,
what they can do.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. But this election, how you do you see this election as compared to previous election? You think it's fast moving? How you see it?
Well, this election, from what all indication, I think, and yes, the interest. Now, this one I would say, yes, the interesting thing here to tell you how far Granadians have come. But before I say that, let me say about this election. This election, the interesting thing about this election is that Granadians are now poised to move us to the next level. It doesn't matter who's going to win. Granjide Association is not going backward. They're going forward
Hmm.
with the kinds of leadership and the young people that are involved in whatever position you find yourself. The young people that are involved, they are not taking us backward. They're taking us forward because
You
they are
think they're all
educated.
qualified people?
They are all qualified. They are highly educated, highly motivated, and they're ready to do the work for. Here's the other interesting thing here, from my perspective, they have a clear understanding of this community organization. Why it is the community organization. They have that. And
Hmm.
because of that understanding, I think any one of them who will be the leader is ready to move the country forward or the organization forward. But let me make this point here. Very interesting one. So when Madam Paul asked me to chair this, I said, fine. But it's an election, Madam President. Are you not concerned that even if we invest, because I'm speaking from experience, Fred William brought me on and the people Chaklai. Thomas Collins brought me on and the people Chaklai. So I'm speaking from experience. So I said, Madam President, I have this here. I've done so many things in this place here and nothing have come out of it. Now you're asking me to do this. This is an election time. Are you not concerned that even if you're successful carrying out this process, that the next leader, if it's not you, might not undertake this? And this is what she said. And truthfully, God is my witness. She said, Mr. Toll, let me just say this. It is not about me. This project is not about me. It's about the people of Granjide. And if Granjidans, if I put the process out for them to see, and any other person come out and feel that this is not something worth for them to carry out, it's up to them. It's not mine to say. So
Hmm.
I'm going to carry on the process. I'm not afraid that whoever going to win might not want to do this and do that. That's not my interest. Are you willing to help? When you hear that kind of statement, somebody who is not putting their interest above anything else, they're putting the interest of the community above themselves. And why would I sit back and say, no, I'm not going to participate? So I said,
Is,
yes, I'll carry it out.
is that why you supporting her this election?
I'm not supporting Madam Edith Paul. I'm not supporting anybody, not Mr. Gilmore, not Madam
You
Paul.
campaign for Eden, that's what they saying.
Well, they're entitled to that. I have no control over that. I'm just speaking my mind. And I'm not lying to
Anyway,
you.
you
I'm
in
saying,
you in Ohio, right by Dino Talent State, in Dino State. We're all telling the lady you yet enter her state. We're all telling the lady that you're in her state. I think she's
who,
gonna be offended.
who lady?
Dino Talent.
Oh no, no. Whoever is, if anybody feel me or not, and I'll say I apologize, but I came to pay homage to my mom and my father. So their grave is about 2 miles away from where I sit right now.
Oh wow. Yeah, because Dino said Dino yeah wrote this thing. I want to get to know them because I'm the president here in Ohio, but I do not know your family. So she want to
Oh,
know your family.
oh, okay, okay,
That's the president for the local chapter, the Dino Tally.
okay, okay. All right. Well, I'm sure we can have that conversation, have that introduction made.
Hope you're not campaigning in the lady state with her consent.
No, I'm not campaigning for anybody. Mr. Double, what I just stated here is to state the fact. This is true conversation that happened. So perhaps, yeah, people might say, "Oh, you're campaigning." No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just telling you. The reason why I decided to participate in this project, because I have a bad experience with Grand Union County Association asking me to spend my time and money on project, and they don't carry through. They fight and they destroy whatever that I put together. But when a lady, a president, and a member leadership in the community tells me that it's not about her, it's about not even
But
not about her, not about her position. This is she said it also. This is not a campaign issue, and I just want to be truthful about that.
but you're not doing any behind the scene campaigning.
I don't talk to anybody about Grand Association.
Bloku don't do campaign behind the scene.
No, I don't talk to. I haven't talked to anybody about Grand
Bloku
Association.
want to campaign for Otavio Gamer, he's gonna put it out.
They know They know where I stand. They know me. Other than they know my mouth. They know me well. They know me. I don't hide. That's
Okay,
one thing.
ladies and gentlemen, let me put a number here. If you want to call Bloku to ask him, you can call him. You want, but we gotta be respectful. You're not respectful, Bloku. I don't need to tell you.
Don't leave it with that.
Bloku will come back at you.
Tell them what Bloku mean in Creole language. What does it mean, Bloku?
Then I take cow skin or
elephant
yeah.
skin. Yeah. So no insult can move me. You don't have to advise them.
So call the number 952-200-8420 when you want to ask Bloku any question or comment, something Bloku said you don't agree with, or something that you agree with. Just call, and then you can ask Bloku respectfully without going at Bloku.
So while we're waiting for the phone call, let me just say this again.
Yeah.
The project, I have seen it, and let me make this other point. Like I said, there are many of us involved, but one young man, Patrick Doe, who is the secretary of this group. This young man, Grand County Association and Grand as a whole, because of people like this, I can proudly stay here tonight.
Is it Patrick Doe?
Yeah, his name is Doe.
Where is he?
I believe he's in I'm not too sure, Mexican or something like that. But anyhow, you will see him. He will be there. But because of this young man and many other Granadians like that, I can say here tonight that I'm proud to be Granadians and I'm happy to be alive.
What is he doing?
Oh my goodness. This young man, you're asking to do paperwork. He put it together. You will see somebody handiwork. You will see his handiwork, and you will not believe that. In fact, well, you should, because Granadians are educated, as I stated before. But he put the paperwork together brilliantly, and clear, precise, unbelievable.
All right, Bloku, I got Honorable Eric Cohn on the line. Honorable Eric Cohn.
Yes, friends.
Talk to Bloku.
Yeah, Mr. To Bloku, my good friend.
Good evening, Mr. Bocha. Good evening, sir. Thank you for the call. Go ahead.
Yeah, Prince, usually I don't like to call in. I just watch, witness, and just sit up and enjoy myself listening to your guests.
Okay.
But there were so many things said tonight. That's why I call. At least I may not ask questions, but I just want to make some clarifications so that there are things that Bloku said that were not the right one, some of them. So I just want to make clarification. Then when I say maybe if he has any other thing to say about that, then we will hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned, the first thing he mentioned about impeachment committee. There's no impeachment committee on the board. We have, with the case of Honorable Fred Goyan, we have on the board Budget and Finance Committee. This committee deals with financial issues. If there are discrepancy on the financial report, it is this committee that investigates, find out some of the reasons why. And another committee that is there, Rule and Ethics. That committee deals with the constitutional issue, things that are not supposed to be done, that has constitutional nature. The committee deals with that. And I was the chairman, honorable chairman of that committee. So when the Budget and Finance Committee investigated the financial part of it, they made recommendation what should be done after the investigation. Mr. Told, there are things that you don't know about. There was checks that was written, about 49 checks from the account of Rangide Association, according to the investigation of the Budget and Finance Committee. If I knew you were coming on this show tonight to talk about this, I would have brought the documents. These documents are still around. We have them in our archives, because one day there will be argument like what you have tonight. There were 49 checks, 25 under the signature of former President Fred Goyan, 24 under the signature of Jeremiah P. Shah. If you see those things and you are to investigate, you are asked to investigate, will you not react to those? That was the case with the Budget and Finance Committee. After their investigation, they made recommendation. But we say you can't just make recommendation. We have to find out that you made your recommendation, but the Rule and Ethics Committee have to go over your recommendation. I personally, Fred is a little brother. Fred, big brother or Tari is my friend. I call Fred. Besides writing to invite Fred to come to the Rule and Ethics Committee, I personally, on 2 occasions, called Fred. And I told Fred, I said, Fred, today, this thing we're talking, that's your name. People who are behind you, you call Zedwe Doruni. He's one of those. And I don't shy from it. Zedwe is is a little brother to me. I called Fred and told Fred, Fred, tomorrow it will be your name. All those behind you, it will not be there. Personally, call him, Fred, come. All I wanted at the time of Broku and Prince was for Fred to say the truth. And my position was to tell the board that the man said this, he said this. Ladies and gentlemen, Fred said, sorry, let us move forward. But Fred will promise me that he will come one day to the date of his appearance. Fred will say he's not coming on 2 occasions. One of the times of Prince, Muna Tari. Muna is like a little sister to me. Muna called me one morning and said, "Big brother, what is happening with Fred? You know I'm part of Fred's administration as chairlady." I told Muna, I said, "Okay, call Fred. Then you'll call me when you have time. Call me so that we can talk." All what I was doing, I mean, I'm an elder. And my position sometimes is to talk.
You think Blagura error too?
Huh?
You think Blagura error or you stay young boy?
I think I'm a year older than Bloku.
Okay, so okay, block with the error state tattoo.
I'm a year older than Rocco, so you can't get when I'm talking. So, but Fred did not appear. So what do you expect? I'm not the only one on that committee. James Jetta, Mara Yoe, all these people on the committee, it's not my one. But I did my own behind the scene to see that Fred and myself would talk. But Fred did not listen.
Okay, Fred did not
and then what
listen.
you expect? Yes. Fred
Okay,
did not listen.
thank you very much, Mr. Kong.
Okay.
Fred don't listen. Edie don't listen. Everybody don't listen. My co-host is here tonight. I don't know why she's not showing your face. Mercy, next time you have to show your face for the
I
show.
don't pay my lead bill. They come and kick me off.
No, you gotta do that. Pay a little bit because
The great Jida engineer. Let me salute my uncle Tony. Great Jida #1 engineer.
you know the papi.
I greet you, sir.
Thank you.
I don't know the papi. They are calling Great Jida engineer.
Prince Dava.
Yeah.
Let me say something here very quickly.
Go ahead, sir.
When we come to these public gatherings to have conversation, we are mindful. You see, when I put my face out, I am almost like being naked because everything I say here, people are listening to me and hearing me. Now, you heard Mr. Cohn, Honorable Cohn, coming here now to say, indeed, they don't have impeachment committee. They have investigators. I laugh. My words from Mr. Cohn here will be a little bit measured here tonight because I'm not here to castigate or even try to relitigate the issues.
Mm-hmm.
But people like Mr. Cohn and the rest did not do us a favor. Those are the people that were there, and they were counting on the Constitution. Look, Mr. Dubber, the community organization, many of them, including Mr. Cohn, this is how they use it. I believe when they see the area where the Constitution will suit them, they apply it. When they see the area where community issue will suit being community father, they apply it. You can't be Kador. If you're going to be one, you want. The point that I made here to you tonight, and whatever document he has, I'm not disputing those. But they all sat here. And I'm not here to like I've been saying all night, I'm not here to defend Fred. I'm not even here to exonerate Fred. He can do that by himself.
Mm-hmm.
But we were there. They sat here while the people will have meeting. And in the meeting, Nigeria will speak that Fred don't have a job. That Fred was living on Nigeria County people money. What did Kun say? What was his statement? Did he dispute that? Did he come out and tell Nigeria not to say such thing about their own brother? He didn't. So he can have all the document he wants to have, but I stand with what I say. My reason of me staying away is because of something like this, where we are not able to come together. Let me tell Mr. Cohn. I would say I'm probably older than Cohn because you probably don't remember Johnson. In Johnson, when there's an issue, they bring all the devil around, and the people talk their matter among themselves. They don't run to Zwadru to find constitution. You can't say this is a community organization. It's not a community political affair. And Cohn gonna come here tonight and talk about constitution, this and constitution. Who wrote the constitution? We wrote it. We wrote the constitution to guide us.
And we can bend it.
I agree with you, but I'm not gonna say that. But where is the issue that the constitution is not serving us? It's where we want people like Cohn, added a statement, who is respected among us, to say, let's do it little by little. Let's approach this easily, so we all can benefit. Now you're gonna come here, you got all the documents. Where do the document come from? From investigation. So I don't have much to say on that, but let's move on. Let's move on.
Moshe, co-host,
I
Moshe,
stand by
you
what
got
I said.
question? You got question for Honorable Samson too?
I do not actually have a question for Mr. Todd tonight,
You
but
got
I think what is going on tonight is very interesting. Mr. Cohn is a father to me, and also Mr. Todd is a father to me. So I'm just laying back here and just listening to some of the things Mr. Todd is bringing his fat out, and my Papa on his other side bringing his fat out. So I think this is deeper than what we think we know on the surface. So I just pray that, we'll come to a place that the truth will come out and try to put our egos aside and try to resolve what is going on.
all right. So, Mr. Toll, I don't think we're getting call here, so we're gonna let it go. But before we go, Mr. Toll, so in this whole thing here, you don't think Fred Wayne had any? Was he clear? Was he didn't play any fault? He cannot be held liable for bringing things like you said, calling around. People didn't call around too. You don't think Fred would have called around and straighten and make the thing easy on him?
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you that Fred perhaps should have done more. But here's the thing here you have to understand. Here's the thing you have to understand. They were together. They were a certain group. And the fight that they felt within themselves, I believe that the intent of the bull is to disgrace Fred. I believe. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But if you say Fred have done X, Y, and Z, and instead, like Kun was saying, he did behind the scene, what could he not? He didn't mention that he talked to Fred and Boo together. He said he talked to Fred. But yet still, Boo and his people will continue to have a meeting, Grandians conference. So that's my point.
Okay, let's go to Mr. Jerome Gawure. From there, we go to Mr. Kong for 30 seconds. Gawure, go ahead.
Yeah, Prince. Thank you. How you doing, Mr. Chairman?
Thank you. Thank you. That's one of my members.
Yeah. How are you? Okay. I got a question for you. I heard you said you never used to try to go vote, and you're right. And you want to stay the father. That's good. So what's your mission going to the convention?
I was asked by the.
Is he coming with a mission?
First.
He coming, you answer you way. He'll answer you.
What a trouble.
Mr. Tory, want to know your mission.
My mission is to come and hang with my brothers and sisters and dance and be happy and come back home to be happy.
And you're not voting.
Thank you, Chairman.
You're not voting.
Friend, thank you, my chairman. I'm getting out there. I know it's my chairman.
All right, Mr. Kong, go ahead. You got 30 seconds, Mr. Kong.
Yeah, the 30 minutes, what my friend is saying, my friend brother is saying, is not. I call and I explain and I say all that I could say as an elderly person. Results. Because my committee was given time frame to deal with the issue. As I said, my duty was to talk to Fred, and then all I wanted was when I talked to Fred and he comes out to say to me, well, yes, I did this. So let us do this to resolve it. I would have told him. I just mentioned the last time was when Mona Tade, my sister, called me that she was part of Fred government. What do we do? I told her, let you, Fred, and myself talk today 3-way. And we discussed so that we know how to go to the board to tell the board. Fred, Prince, what I told you, what I wanted to do was to tell the board. Fred said this, ladies and gentlemen, let us accept and move forward. But when the man is refusing to come, what do I do? If it was if it was Mr. Toe, what will he do? If the person promised to come, oh, okay, tonight I will come. 2 hours to the time, I will not come again. So if you are the one that is heading the committee, what will be his decision?
Okay. He's gonna
Even
write it
if
down.
you
He will
put the
answer it in your,
Constitution,
you will answer it in your closing. He's gonna get it down.
Yeah, even if you put the Constitution aside, you need to talk to the person.
Okay, that go to President Collins. Mr. President Collins, go ahead.
Yeah, Prince, how you doing? I just want to say hi to everybody, all the big brothers. I'm just calling, to not, I will not use the word buttress where Mr. Tu is saying here. I think Mr. Kong and those elders that serve on the board were clothed with that responsibility of making sure they protect this organization, especially so what we went through during the administration of Fred. And when if people come out and say there were people who were ganging up and not looking at the facts, whether they were impeachable offenses, there were people that were there. There were people that just wanted to make sure these things happen. And for elders and other people that are there, knowing very well where we come from, especially this organization, what we stand for, the reason why it was established, probably they could have been a little more proactive, I will use that word, or maybe make sure that we don't go to the extent that they went, because I mean, I blame Fred for not coming through and listening to them, but even at that, they could have prevented what we have today in this Grand Jury Association by using their influence. And I'm saying this because, I mean, it's been gone since probably, I think I left 2015, 2016. I remember 2 years ago, the very bold and some of the very elders that have been there before I even became president, including Mr. Kong, we admitted Fred to the Eminent Council. Eminent Council is something that we put together to be able to help the association if they have problems. We never wanted power. It was not constitutional, but it was just a group that served this organization and got experiences, and they could give their little experiences to whoever is in power, whatever help they wanted. And we invited the board because we were sensing problem in Iowa. The very elders that are on the board, including Mr. Kong, who's online tonight, they wanted to know who all were beating them. We say former presidents, including Mr. Guillaume. And they said they were not going to talk to us if Mr. Guillaume, were part of the group. So if these people felt that at the time he was the cause, and we left that long time ago, we have an organization now that we all serve the interests of the organization. Why are you guys still creating the condition for people to have hard feelings in the organization? So I guess, people need to be able to soften the position. I think one of the things I always pray for is that we who the elders, I consider myself elder, I'm not going to hold any position in the Grand Jury Association anymore. I will be supportive. But we should step aside and allow the young children to come, or the young people to come in, so that the bygones can be bygones, and they be able to plot or unity mark that will incorporate everybody, all the mistakes that we made in the past, by coming up and impeaching and creating divisions and all that. I just wanted to say that, frankly, I got nothing personal against people that have served forever on the board with the guy experiences and all that. But I think it's about time that they step aside, let young people come in, so that they will be able to create the condition for the oneness that we need in the Grand Jury community come back. I just wanted to place this call in, and make sure I'm part of this process. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Toll, you listen to your former president and your former board member. I don't know who the senior between you and you say one of them man say one of them we leave it at
It man,
Free, you fight John the fire. Oh.
it man can tell me who were in from when they were touring this the district commissioner that went to Johnson, who told the people to put him down in the middle of the town. And he can tell me that then he older than me.
But
But
maybe the
anyhow,
more
Papa, can't clear yourself. Can't clear yourself, Papa. Can't clear yourself.
even if you are immoral, you will hear it by now. So, but anyway, let me
But
say this.
something, Mr. Joe, I'm not. I am from Niao. I'm not. Johnson is not my main town.
Okay.
I'm from Dewey.
Okay, I grew up in Johnson.
So whatever happened, if I'm not there, I think at the time maybe I was out in Zwedru when Zwedru. I don't know the year you're talking about. But
okay.
If you tell me the year, I will tell you where I was.
Okay. So if you are in Zwedru, the year Bill White, if you remember this, if you can tell me, Bill White at one time went to play with Raccoon and Raccoon bit his hand. Do you remember that? Because he was well known all over Zwedru that time. There was another guy, another one, the principal for Mr. Willie. Do you remember Mr. Willie? Okay, I rest my case.
Yeah.
All right, but let me say this.
Yeah, I remember.
Mr. Corn, now you should go out and come on screen, go home.
You go, okay.
I remember Mr. Willie.
Mr. Willie was the. Do you remember the other song? Yeah. Do you remember this song? Do you remember this song? 80 days.
I was in Mr. Julie High School.
Okay. Oh, okay. 80 days. We had a giant working on giant combi. Remember that?
No, man, I enjoyed the show tonight to my taste.
By the way, let me say this. In my closing here, Mr. Dawa, thank you for bringing me on. We appreciate it. First of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank all Grangians that continue to hold this association together, despite all of the wrangling that been happening. And there are people, they are young, and the good thing about it is the young people are involved more and more, and so it's something that makes us proud. But let me say this here. Mr. Double. Some of us, it's not because we're stupid, but when you're in a community setting or a group setting, what makes the group stronger is people who are willing to be the worker bees and listen to the leader. It's not because the leader is so powerful, but when the leader says something that is in the interest of the group, let us work together. If it is not in the interest of the group, let's talk about it. There's saying in Grand Gila County, they got what they call bushfather. Now I don't know the English name, but this is a guy who brushed the most. But they also have an elder person, old man. He go way in there and start blowing the horn. Boom. When he blowing the horn, singing, you call your man name. You call your pa name. No, first you start with your grandma, your grandpa, then you eyes. He say, is this not Broadway told son, grandson here that cutting tree like this? Like he know how to eat rice? What kind of man brushing like this years old? What man is this? And when he's sinking, then he call your man name. Anything that in front of you, whether snake or not, you will cut it. What is he doing? What is he doing? He's encouraged. He knows he's no longer able to brush, but he's there to encourage you for you to brush and finish this round that day. There's also a saying, another Grangian, I think if I get Thomas Collins must have known this guy because he mentioned that first. That's a saying, and I believe Mr. Collins said, I quoted that there's a guy from Grangian County. He said, I would like to participate with the young people, so I will help them to lead me, to know how to lead me. If I stay away from them, they will lead me the way they want to lead, and which I might not want that. And this is a situation we found ourselves. You must be able to know when to say when. That's the point. These young people that are coming up in this community, as stated earlier, if you go into the Liberian political debate, you will not find many Crown people in that debate. They got smart Nigerians. Why are we being left behind? If we speak with one voice, the people are scared of us. I know that. Was it not the Manaseli who asked President Gray to submit names one time? Yes. But if we're not together, we are not strengthening ourselves. We are not resolved into bringing issue that is good for our people. We'll continue to be like this. You got Nigerians, they're here, they're smart, they're working, they're making money. But look at our county. Trying to vote, we don't even have the numbers. Most of the people that vote in Mosera County, many of them are from Grand County. But they rather stay and waste their vote in Mosera County. And then because we lack the numbers in Grand County, we have no voice much. And this is some of the things that I believe these young people, I told you earlier, that they have a clear understanding of this community organization. And I believe they're working towards that. And let's continue to pray for one another. And let's do the best we can for Grand County and make sure that Grand succeed. We are not lazy people. We don't beg. We don't go around begging people. I told you from the beginning that Grand County, many of our sons of Grand County was involved in that coup that liberated Liberia. Liberated, took the foot of the oppressor off the neck of Liberia. So we're not strange to Liberian issue. Why have we been left behind? Why? So those are the kinds of things that I think Nigerians need to work towards and make sure that we're successful. I want to thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Doba. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to be here with you tonight again. And thank you very much. The Libra, Raku, still here. I'm Kiki. Thank you very much. Mr. Timmons calling. Nice to hear from you again on the same platform. We appreciate it. Mr. Kohn, thank you for your contribution tonight. These are things that the young people, when they listen to these kinds of debate, I hope they will learn from these things. Thank you very much, Mr. Doba.
Thank you very much, Honorable Samson To. He's coming. He's traveling. I think he drove from all the way California. Now he's in Ohio, and he's going to end up driving here in our state. Thank you very much, sir.
Good night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that was the blockade there that we all know. He said it. He's not going to support anyone. He's going to watch it and watch the process. He's not even going to take part. I mean, he's going to come and be part of the process, but he's not going to cast his body because he feel that he felt that he's been away for a long time, so it won't be fair for him to just come in. I supporting this, I doing this, I doing that. He watched it, then he comes on. That's how you're gonna look at it. Thank you very much, Mr. Kohn.
Thank you.
And that's it. Mercy.
Yeah.
Yep, that was it.
That was
right
it.
there.
Right there.
Wow, last night I really wish the Papa, Mr. To and Papa Kun could have stayed a little longer, man, because the class was getting interesting tonight.
Yeah, well, so hard to go because he went to he's in Ohio, and the family there they bring family things, so he had to go at certain time.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it was a wonderful one tonight. I pray that, you know, whatever we are going for in Kentucky, let the peace of God go with us. That's the most important thing. And we pray for a successful convention. 50-year celebration is not it's a big milestone that we are travel. So yes, let the rightful thing be done, and we still continue to uphold this organization that I was, uncles, grandfathers, forefathers has, put together in good faith for us to continuously remember our background. That's what Grand Association was created for.
Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us or you've been with us, I don't know where you're been, but I've been muted because it giving me feedback from your end there. I mean, this is it was a nice conversation with Blaku. It's a bunch of history, the whole thing with the Grand Unit Association here in the United States. But tomorrow I'm bringing supporters of Idipua. As I said before, this you can label this show any way you want to label it. Praying for Edith, praying bio, praying is this, praying is that. But if you call me, you want to come on the show, I'll answer your call. Now, Edith got a time coming for Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday, we're going to have Thursday and Friday, I mean. Then Saturday, we have the Boston District President here, Brian Jai. But tomorrow, we're going to have friends and followers of Edith Poir with us. Then Friday, I'm going to have Edith Poir herself here on the show. One-on-one with Edith Poir. That's what we're going to do. If you don't want to come on the show, it don't mean that the show will not continue to go on. You can stay put, you stay watch, you do this, you do that. But at least go on different channels so you can carry your message to those people so we can go there too. Because sometimes we after these shows, we go and listen to other shows. So at least we hear your message. Yeah. Praying bios. I will listen to one lady, other one today, who don't even know, first time coming in the Nigeria community voting thing, praying bio. I don't think he's a general. I don't listen to those things. Those people, petty people there. What are general or not general? At least I come have a show, people come and listen to the show, put the community together. It's the best thing. You just come into the thing. You don't even know how things are ran around here. They fooling you, they put you in the middle of things, and you get being loosely talking all around the place. There's some crazy little kid. I don't bow down into those things. I don't talk about those things. I don't do that. But the show is here. This particular show is the one. There was some post that attacked Gilmore from 2023. He used to come here on the show every night, but all of a sudden now, the show not okay for him. Like me. Once I question you, I check you. From the time Gilmore go sue Margot V and King, and I don't want to talk about A, and he said, "More talk about A." I started talking about A. Gilmore ran away from the show. He and campaign manager ran away. They ran away. They won't go somewhere to a show where they will get talk, and then the people say, and the people say, okay, the man talk, the man go. But let me clarify something here tonight. Last night's show with Madam Eva Uboti. At a certain point, Mr. Menye called in and said some words. We settled behind the scene. But in that whole stuff, Madam Uboti did not mention anyone's name. She did not call Menye name, or the person who called Menye name was Maurice Tari.
Yeah.
He called your name. I mean, he called Menye name. So I would like to play it. Let me play it.
Speak to her. I talk about Josephine Slew. Yeah. And I talk about character.
Always be naysayers, but people like you are needed in our community. So I want to call tonight to say thank you. Doing the good work.
That way you're trying to so you're African suits. Oh, okay. Yeah. So go the other caller from there, then we go to you. Caller from this Iowa number, what's your name?
This question is,
okay.
What's the name of running for too much that the educated people cannot education? I'm a minister of Djibouti. Thank you, man. Thank you. I listened to you tonight.
Okay, this is it from Maurice Tari.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I listened to you tonight. You're very eloquent and I want you little bit, please, educate me on this when it comes to the election of Mr. Augustine when you talk about education. So we don't say That was a mistake the president made to elect Augustine Maye, and I lead the graduate association to the expectation people wasn't expecting. Now, Augustine Maye, to based on a settlement, he done so much that the educated people cannot do in America.
But is Augustine Maye not here?
Did I call Augustine Maye name today?
No, I'm not saying call Augustine. Augustine Maye was a president.
Did I call his name?
Why is Augustine Maye name? Why are you confusing us?
Listen to my question, Prince Brother. You're listening, you'll respond. Let me talk my own game, you'll respond. She talked about education because it was most mentioned when Augustine Maye was running for president in America here. In the PA chapter, he talked about it before being elected. It was the then my next question was,
why did they talk about Augustine Maye? You're not talking yesterday talking about it. What are they talking about?
They talked about his education status. They said he wasn't educated. I think the time he was running the campaign, everything was there. They said Augustine Maye wasn't educated. And the Grandian went by electing Augustine Maye in America and became president. And he led the Grandian assessment to the extent that education president had not done. And my next question is, or do you think it's a mistake made by the election commissioner, the irritated that the Grandian association in America, elected during the conference to be the election commissioner, and by qualifying Josephine Sue, which I think for your opposite, he said she is not educated. So do you think it's a mistake made by the Grandian Association because it's a qualification? I think the guideline stated that, and you coming out to tell the Grandian Association Josephine Sue she's not educated, we shouldn't elect her. So to tell you all now the Grandian in America, is it a mistake? But we the Grandian in America to elect election commission and to qualify Josephine Sue to run on the ballot box?
Okay, you would let's take all, just copy it down, the two questions you asked, and then we go the other caller from there, then we go to you. Caller from this Iowa number.
Let me bring Madam Yubote respond.
There's a reason why we're
Steady, brother.
You know what, Prince? My generosity is not just in the Green Chile community or in the whole of Europe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that other question where many will not speak to we're not going to come here.
You want me to speak to her? I talk about Josephine Slew.
Yeah.
And I talk about character. I talk about her character, her educational background, her character.
So Igor, I want you to go back because you already heard the question. So just go back so the people can see your face. Go back a little bit from your phone. Okay, yeah. All right. Speak now. They will hear you. They will hear you. That other question where many will not speak to we're not going to come here.
You want me to speak to her? I talk about Josephine Slew.
Yeah.
And I talk about character. I talk about her character, her educational background, her character.
So Igor, I want you to go back because you already heard the question. So just go back so the people can see your face. Go back a little bit from your phone. Okay, yeah. All right. Speak now. They will hear you. They will hear you. They will hear you. Go ahead and speak.
If I go farther there, you can hear me, eh? Well, you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
You're loud, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
When I talk about Josephine Slew, I talk about her character and her educational background. She made a podcast, and if you listen to what she's saying, see, presentation is the way you present yourself, and the thing will come from under your mouth. She can't speak. Her verbs, the nouns, the adjective are not in together. How can you leave and say, the president or the vice president of Green Chile is going to meet with Waka or to go there? What are you going to say? You can't even say, you see how I left by myself? I went and did that statue over there. I read everything. I wrote everything. I'm not saying you should be as educated as I am, but try to be a little eloquent. And speak. Let me bring it down. Speak good English so the people can understand you. In the word here, whether you say you like it or you say Bonagu, that book we're living on. Well, I don't care how you put it, that book we're living on. You say Augustine Maye didn't know book and he got there and he did the best. Okay, I don't know what best he did. You say, but that was his time. Right now, we're talking about electing either poor who is transparent, either poor who is there to unite the people, either poor who is there to make sure living on. You say a gossip man, he no boy, and he got there and he did it best. Okay, I don't know what best he did, like you say, but that was his time. Right now, we're talking about electing either poor who is transparent, either poor who is there to unite the people, either poor who is there to make sure that all financial papers are in place. Nobody go behind her back and go sign paper to take any money that she would not know about or that would not be accounted for. And the way I see Joseph fleeing slow and I give my man there, from what I hear, you know, you can't live it on. You say a gossip man, he no boy and he got there. Living on. You say a gossip man, he no boy and he got there and he did it best. Okay, I don't know what best he did, like you say, but that was his time. Right now, we're talking about electing either poor who is transparent, either poor who is there to unite the people, either poor who is there to make sure that all financial papers are in place. Nobody go behind her back and go sign paper to take any money that she would not know about or that would not be accounted for. And the way I see Joseph fleeing slow and I give my man there, from what I hear, you know, you can't hear say that because people talk a lot about me too, that will not be true. But from my little encounter with them, the money issue, people putting the money in there to socialize and to unite themselves to do something better, will not be straight. You see, because in the community, why people ain't going around telling me, say, oh, they say he was deal, he was steal, he was here and they take something, or he was can brag, or he was say she got real estate, but when they say bring money, she ain't even able to get $5, $10, $20. Now they can talk about Gimon. They say Gimon and brand say you got all these things, but when they say time to make donation, like I can be signing and living on. You say a gossip man, he no boy and he got there and he did it best. Okay, I don't know what best.
So that was it right there. The lady said, when Morris asked the question about Augustine Manye, they said he didn't know, but when he got there, he did the best. So the lady said, that you say Augustine Manye didn't know, but I don't know what best he did. That was it. Then she moved on to either poor I'm gonna be elected, either poor I'm gonna do this, either poor. So I think last night when I straight, it didn't go right. But those who didn't hear what happened, that's what happened. She didn't go on Augustine Manye. I didn't even want us to speak to it because Morris came on, he said, they say. The show is not they say show. We can't come with facts, come with reality. That's why we roll around here. So tomorrow we'll bring friends of Ida here. They're going to do the last brush and bash and wherever. And then Saturday we're going to bring Brown Jai from all the way Minneapolis, the Barzon district, people coming with all their groups, and they are coming to promote and talk about their organization here in the United States and things that they are doing back home. Mr. Brown Jai, doctor, or he's in Dr. Floor State. He's going to be here with me. Friday we'll have Ida Poa. One-on-one conversation. The campaign line is wearing down. We got, is it 12 days? This day is already gone. So tomorrow is the 1st. Can you imagine tomorrow is the 1st? Then from there, we'll be having 10 days. Then we're counting the days. And then we'll start counting hours. Then we start counting seconds and minutes and seconds and wherever we're going to do 60 seconds, May 1 minute, 60 minutes, May 1 hour. All that kind of thing we'll be seeing here around here. But this is what we're going to talk about here. If you come on the Print Double Show, come with facts and reality. I will not stop. If you're trying to say to whatever, I will not stop. I will not look at you to do it. I will check you right there. And that's what I do. But that's a star. That's the star. Everybody get on a star. That's my star. You can't fight my star because I don't fight yours. So why you want to fight mine? So ladies and gentlemen, that's how we're going to do it for tonight. We're going to stay other people things and we're going to go out and go and lay down and sleep. You have a wonderful night. Let me get you this guy here. I don't know if you know him, but he's from Ivory Coast. He played for African. He played for the Elephant. He was the capitaine the Elephant. He and 90, non, c'est pas 80, c'est 92, 92. Côte d'Ivoire, l'éléphant. Voilà.
Attachez vos ceintures.
Attachez votre ceinture là. Si tu n'es pas de ceinture, il ne faut pas danser. Hein, parce que ton caleçon là, ça va tomber.
Attachez vos ceintures. Aulio.
Les filles ivoiriennes, c'est comme ça, ils dansent au pays. Et on est là, les frères et les sœurs ivoiriennes, on va aller dormir. Au revoir, tout le monde. Bye.